been a minute, but I figured this would be something kind of cool to show everybody. As you can kind of see, it's not super thick, but there is some cover crop I had put out on this place. First time doing it on this farm, and yeah, it looks nice having a little green out here. But I'm gonna walk over here and show you guys how bad some of this ground erodes. And I mean, I've been practicing. This farm has been all no-till for a long time. Cover crop should help hold this a little bit. I want to show you some of the erosion that happens on this place, and then I'm going to show you what the structure does. Because I just had some structure done on it. What I'm about to show you, I do not own. This is one of the luxuries of buying farms in sections. Is I own the ground on one side and the ground on the other side. There's a 40-acre. I think my hair is doing something crazy up here. There's about 40-acre shape in the middle that I don't own, and they got it for sale. They're asking a dadgum fortune for it, so I cannot afford it. So I don't own this. That's why the structure work was not done on it. If I owned it, or if they weren't trying to sell it, we would have the structure work done on it. But that's not the case. So you can actually see, here's one of the spots right here. Pretty cool thing I'll show you. Check out some of the stuff from the cover crop. There's one of the big old like radish turnip. I guess it's a turnip out here. Look at that. See, this right here is what's really cool. That busts the hard pan. If you got a really hard pan on the ground, it'll actually go through and it kind of busts up the hard pan. That's why we like these kind of things, and then you just leave them in there and it deteriorates and adds to the soil. So you can see it's kind of sparse. I had some wheat, radish, turnip all put in here, but look how bad this is eroding right here. It's horrible. It's getting worse and worse. We've had some terrible rains the last few years, so it's making it worse. This ground is highly erodible. It's considered HEL soil, so I can't do any tillage. See, a lot of times we would actually come in and we would push dirt in and kind of fill these things in. I cannot even do that on this place, because like any sort of tillage, and they'll charge me a hefty fine. I actually learned that the hard way. But we do practice no-till, which is supposed to hold the ground better. But look at this. I mean, it's like the freaking Grand Canyon right there. Kind of zoom in a little bit for you guys. I mean, see, and it's just, we have to work around it. We don't even come all the way down to this spot because I can't really get a tractor down in here. So obviously the ditch, it's really tough trying to work the ground. That's one of the things we deal with. Now, you got guys that, one of the problems with this place is for many years it was farmed in the traditional way, where you would have tillage every single year. They would come in here and, you know, disc it, do all it, and it's super smooth when you go to plant it. It looks great. You work in all the ditches. It's nice working it, but you lose all your topsoil. You're losing a ton of topsoil. I can't remember what, there's quite a few studies that show, gosh, I can't even remember offhand, but it was a substantial amount of topsoil every year that you lose. And that's your best soil. So here is where, again, my property starts. I'll show you. I had a guy, he does a great job, David Gant. If you're in Tennessee area here, West Tennessee, you need some dirt work done, David Gant does an awesome job. He put in these structures for me. I'll show you right here. Okay, so you can see this ditch was just like the one I just showed you pretty much. Obviously he starts up here, kind of tapers the dirt off. He filled in, this was all, the ditch started probably right up here. And he's obviously filled all of that in. You come down here, And he basically makes it's like a levee. And there's a pipe underground here. You can see you got quite a few deer tracks. I mean, this is really freshly done. Like, you can obviously tell it's all dirt. There's no grass or anything because, I mean, he got done doing this. It's been up for like 2 weeks or something. But it's very muddy and on the walk all the way out there. But you can see this pipe that's sticking up right there. That's a drain pipe, or basically where the water goes in. Underneath that, down in the ground, there's more pipe work, and it runs this way, and I'll show you where it goes. But you can see the levee. Basically built a levee. It runs up here, and yeah, you know, it's it's annoying having to work around the pipe and kind of work around the structures. But again, I'm losing so much soil. Check out this, how big this joker was. There's one of our, something's been looks like it's been getting gnawed on, maybe not, but it's one of them. They get big. Anyways, here we go. So we're up on top of the levee here, and it runs, all of this was the ditch. This whole thing was just huge ditch, and it runs all the way down. I mean, he did a great job. I'm super stoked, and it's actually not going to be that hard working around it because, I mean, it's running long ways with the field, so I'll just plant this like normal. I'll have to go around the pipe, but that's it. I mean, we were having to cut this up because, like, where I'm walking right here, what you guys are seeing, you could not drive a tractor across this. So it's going to make it a heck of a lot better planting it and harvesting it because I'll be able to just come straight across. And the end pipe, basically what it's doing, instead of the water running all the way down this ditch like it would, it's going underground up there, and it comes out into this ditch. Like, there has to be a place for the water to go. So, I mean, you're still going to have a ditch somewhere. And this is the ditch right here. This is where the water goes. You can see he's got a pipe placed right there. And there's the exit pipe. It's pretty awesome. I mean, it's really a really neat thing to me. Like, you can see it running up there. And whereas the water used to would just cut the ground, it'll now run underneath the ground. And you can see, I mean, it's pretty, there's actually a dab of water in there right now. I don't know if you can zoom way in, you might can see a little water in there. But it comes in and it runs down this ditch and just, it goes down there and goes into another ditch. So it's really, I don't know, it's really cool to me, the structure stuff. I'm pretty new to it. My dad and them have done it, had it on some of their stuff. It's pretty fascinating to me. It's all part of trying to improve the quality of the land, because I was losing a ton of dirt here. Every time them ditches, they just get bigger and bigger. You're losing dirt, you're losing good fertility, no till. This farm here is it was actually a pretty mediocre soil. Like, it, you know, average yields is what this place was getting. I'm actually trying to change that. That's why I've put it in cover crop, putting in these structures, trying to hold the dirt. And I'm excited to see, you know, what kind of differences we'll get out of it. But it's really fascinating to get into the cover crop stuff. Again, I wish this place wasn't selling, or I wish I could just buy the other part, because I would get the structures put on all of them, because the ditches are horrible. I'll show you guys another one, and then that'll be pretty much all our stuff. But again, you can see that one. It's pretty awesome. Okay, I'm here at the other side where he just put in some more. This is actually the first time I've got to see this structure. And again, I mean, he did a great job. It's been we just had a big rain. This one is, it was not quite as big as that other side over there, but it was washing terrible. Here you can see it. See, let me zoom out some more here. All right, so the ditch was running all the way up here, and he's pushed, filled it in, and you can see where he put the little levee in and the structure work. I can actually get closer to this one. It's a little, not quite as muddy. Let's see here. And obviously it's, with it being just raw dirt, it'll try to wash a little bit, so it'll help once we get a crop in here, get something green on here to kind of hold it. But that is the pipe. I don't think I'm gonna get too much closer. That's the pipe that the water goes down into. All the water goes in there, and then it comes running, come up over the levee here, and it goes into the pipe, and it's right over there. That's where your pipe runs out, runs into a little ditch. This will be so much better working this. I'm really looking forward to it. And I will say, because we've run long ways, so this one isn't going to run long ways like that other side over there. But I'll still I'll just plant right over it. We'll have to go around this spot right here, but I'll be able to plant right over this thing. That is one of the big benefits to the planters we run. Them things, they're like a rag. They just basically droop on the ground, and you can plant over a lot of weird surfaces. But it's exactly the same way here. The pipe will come out right down here. You can see he's got it marked, because you don't want to run over this pipe. Like, I'll plant over the top of that, but I do not want to like run over. I don't want to bust this pipe up. So that post will always stay there as a reminder. And I gotta brag, this ditch and a couple others that I was looking at, they don't look near as bad with this cover crop. I mean, you can see it's pretty thick right there. It really has helped hold it. So I would venture to say you could probably, this, with some of the dirt going to be, the water's going to be won't be pushing as much dirt, I guess, rapidly down this ditch and things. So keep the cover crop on it, keep some green and everything, and some of the residue from the crops. These ditches are going to they'll start to really fill in a good bit. Like, I'll plant across that this year. So I'm really, really happy with how it has turned out. This has been I'm excited. See how it does this year. The cover crop is not going to be like an immediate, not going to have cover crop this year and then plant and it'd be like a 20 bushel difference. But it is something that, over several year time span, you should see some yield increases with time. And now I won't be losing as much topsoil with the structure work put in. Really pumped. This was the first farm I ever bought. So it's cool to kind of get to build this farm. This was one, again, like I said, very mediocre soil. So it'll be a good trial for this cover crop, the structure work and everything, just to see the differences that it makes. Obviously the structures, I mean, I'll be able to see the benefits of that immediately, because the ditches will not just keep blowing out like crazy. So David Gant did a great job, and yeah, I'm really, really happy with how it all has turned out. And I don't know if there's much else that I really have to add in there with that. Mainly, I'm a believer in, like I said, no-till practices. This is just one more thing in the mix. You can see, I mean, these, as it busts open, it's starting to deteriorate. It's got to be the turnips, but all this stuff, it rots and goes into the ground, and that's good. That's what you want, because it's putting stuff back into the ground. I mean, different nutrients and stuff. I mean, fertilizer costs a freaking fortune. Something has, almost certain something's been gnawing on that one. But with the cost of fertilizer and everything else, all that material going back into the ground is great for it. And now with the structures, I won't be losing near the soil and the nutrients. I mean, it's no telling how much fertilizer and everything else I was losing. Guys, hope you've enjoyed this. Hey, I'm glad to be back on here. People have been wanting some new videos. I'm gonna be honest with you, I've got my irons in a lot of fires, so I have to be strategic with my time. And actually videoing this on my phone, so hopefully the sound and the quality of it isn't too bad. But I'm glad to get a new video up for you guys, talking a little bit about the soil erosion, soil cover crop and structure work and kind of the benefits, so you could see the verses of each one. I do want to ask you, if you enjoy this, check out the podcast Talk Dirt to Me. It's actually me and my cousin Bobby Lee at Hurricane Creek Farms. He's also on YouTube. He's killing it. But we cover all ag related topics, issues going on, dispel a few rumors. So definitely encourage you guys to check it out. We have a lot of fun with it. It's growing really good, and it's a no holds barred, you never know what you're going to get. Very unedited farming podcast. Also my passion project, I guess, is Living Fully Loaded. That's where a lot of my time is spent. Also got a channel on here, and I'll be honest, that's kind of what had slowed me down on the LH Farms channel, is because I've been really focusing on that Living Fully Loaded. But I want to get back into the LH Farms channel because people want to know about the agriculture stuff, and I'm in it, and it's what I know, so I can share it. So guys, thank you for tuning in. If you've been sticking with me forever, hoping I'd put up a new video, here you guys go. I'm going to try to do a better job at that. If you watch this for the first time, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and shoot me a comment. Let me know how you guys are doing. Let me know some topics you'd love for me to cover. And guys, I'm looking forward to getting you some new videos, and looking forward to an awesome season this year. Appreciate it, guys. Take it easy.